You're listening to the Smoking JoeThunder podcast. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Joe Thunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking JoeThunder podcast. We got some bangers for you coming out. You know, we're on all platforms, you know what I'm saying? But check it out. Like I said, we got another special edition for you today. I got a special co-host in the building. A real quick shout out to our official sponsor, Be Good Dispensaries, over there on 11 West Hampton. But I got a special co-host with me today. I know her by Gabby. If y'all follow her on Instagram or Facebook, y'all might know her as the Gift of Gab 555. But I got Gabby in the house. What's up, Gabby? How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm good, man. I thank you for joining me and being my special co-host for these next couple episodes. You know?
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Hell yeah. Tell the people a little bit about you and who you are.
My name's Gabby. I was homegrown right here in Colorado, and I started a podcast about how much I love Colorado.
And how much you love to smoke weed.
In Colorado. It's called the 5280 Fly Girls.
Right, let them know. Where can they find you?
You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You'll find us.
Where do they actually find the podcast at, though?
Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcast.
Hell yeah, that's dope. How many episodes y'all got? Y'all been going for?
Like 10 or 11.
Hell yeah, so check them out, man. Like she said, you could catch them on Spotify. You can catch them on, Apple, wherever your podcasts are. What's the name again?
Yeah, the 5280 Fly Girls.
5280 Fly Girls.
And also check me out, the Gift of Gab 555.
On Instagram or Facebook. But like I said, we got another banger for you today. We got a special guest in the building. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might know her. Y'all might not know her. But we know her. We got Fly NoCo in the motherfucking building.
Hello.
Whoa. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I said it right?
Yes, he did.
Fly
he
NoCo
did.
in the motherfucking building.
The Fly.
Yeah, you got it this time.
Hell yeah. Well, we appreciate you blessing us with your presence today.
I appreciate you having me.
Of course. So being that this is your first time here, why don't you kind of let them know kind of where you grew up, where you came from, a little bit about you.
Of course. Well, like you said, my name is Fly NoCo. I was born in California, but I came out here as a young girl. So I was raised around this Colorado culture. Shout out to the 5280 Fly Girls. I'm all about smoking weed as well. Shout out to my sponsor, Be Good Dispensaries as well. They supply all of my high needs.
Hell yeah.
I've been making music for just a few years on my own. I had a little thing going on, but how things don't last and everything.
A little bump in the road,
just little experiences. But I've been making music on my own for about 3 to 4 years now, and I put out an album not too long ago, a few years ago, I guess now, called February 4th, and it's more of like a R&B styled. I firmly believe that R&B will never die. Know what I mean? That soulful side of everything. I know that everything is about progress and change, but I also feel like you just cannot leave out that love aspect of music. It's really why we all get into it.
Like when you say love, do you mean like that love? You mean that booty rubbing love?
I mean like a love of life. I'm talking love of everything. Because what you have to understand, what I believe in, there's so much more to life than love. You guys got to understand this. If there's any advice I can give to anybody,
my advice
you
is
got to
fuck
chase
love.
more. You got to chase more than it. I have a song. It's called Fuck Love.
Make that your last priority. Make love your last priority. Get your grind on.
I mean, you can place it wherever you want. You got to be true to yourself. But I'm just saying, make sure that's really what you want to put number one.
First, you get the money. Then you get the power. Then you get the.
We're over here living life as a song.
Yeah.
It's all a video. All of it. It's beautiful.
So you're a singer. You're a rapper. But you told me the other day you've been singing your whole life, and you've always inspired not just to sing like R&B, but to sing everything. Be like well-versed. Yeah, well-rounded. I mean, I liked both. I'm not gonna lie. Well-versed. I was looking. I had the other one on my mind, but I was like, pause.
I don't want to say rounded.
Yeah,
I see it as a man.
You say I'm nice and round. I'm nice and round. I'm like, what the fuck?
I see you as a man. She said.
See what kind of shit is
She
that?
said, I appreciate you.
Now if it was a dude, now if it was me, she'd have been like, yeah, you well-rounded, Joe Thunder. Now
but you're saying, no, I do. I love singing all different kinds of music.
Right.
I even like back in like school days and stuff. I would like do a bunch of choirs, and I was like the what is it, the first chair soprano, whatnot, of like my jazz choir in school. I sang opera. I do opera. I did opera classes.
What happened to me? They made me. The teacher picked me to be Mrs. Claus for like a solo singing thing because I was in choir.
Right.
And I didn't want to like sing in front of everybody. Because I don't like to perform. I like music, but I like to be behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I feel you.
I'm like more like...
Know yourself.
Yes. I was like, oh, man. But I sang in choir like my...
She said, but I killed it.
Yeah.
So.
Did you kill it?
I was a great Mrs. Claus, but... Did I do it again? No.
Learning experience.
I'm sick next time.
Oh no! Now I would always go out for like the what is it? The solos. That's what they were. The solos. And yeah, like, there was one time I got that one. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I did so bad. I was so, and I would kill it in class every single day. Kill it in class. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, and get out on stage.
Everything that ever happened to you in your life starts coming through your head.
It was the worst, but you know, it was like middle school, so it was like one of my first times trying to do it, and you know, it was fun though. It was always fun,
and it's always an experience. You shouldn't like. I try not to take it back. At least you learn something from it. If it's not great, and you still did it again, so you're not like a. You know?
Yeah, I had to get over my stage fright eventually. And honestly, I mean, even if I'm singing in front of like 1 or 5 people, it's the same butterflies and nerves that I get whenever I do like the bigger ones. Because I opened up for Ritz at one point, and it was a sold out show. It was packed at the Roxy, like front to back, and it was just madness. And same amount of nerves if I sing in front of that type of audience or if I perform in front of one fucking person. Like, it doesn't matter, and I don't understand that about myself, and I wish I could overcome that. But honestly, I'm still I'm working at it, you know.
Yeah,
hey, so
practice makes perfect.
What initially got you into singing?
My mom,
actually.
My mom she danced on Broadway. Actually, she was
in New York City,
in California. On that Broadway, but they did like a Cats production, and she like was all a part of that. And then she got pregnant with me,
right? So
she slowed down a little bit, but she was always very heavy into the arts. And I would go as a young girl into the theater that she would go and be at, and they would all dress me in their feathers and their tiaras and the big ass shoes, and I would come out on stage like 3 years old, just full of life. And so I was introduced to the stage at a very, very young age, thanks to my loving mother. She is my number one fan, honestly. My whole family is my biggest support system. I really couldn't get by without them. Yep.
I feel that.
Do you remember some of the first music that you sang, like stuff off the radio, or like was there something that really kind of got you? Yeah, we getting the exclusives right here.
So I remember me and my big sister, we would sing that song by Salt and Pepper that we had no business singing as young kids. Oh my gosh. Know the one I mean, right? With the push it. You know what I mean? We're like little ass kids, just like, oh yeah. And my mom's just like.
I know. When I got older, I have like a son, and he told me one time, "Mom, I'm gonna make you tap out." Like,
oh no! And I was like, God, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. Don't ever. Yeah, hold on, cut. We need to discuss off.
And I was like, we can't.
Son, there'll be no tapping out.
I was like, we can't do this. He was like 6. Like he had no idea what he said.
That's the worst thing.
And it's like I was listening to like Ludacris and like. Chingy and like
and I was listening to like Britney Spears and like you got Christina Aguilera talking about you got to rub me the right way and like
what's crazy is when you listen to music as kids and growing up, you have
no idea. It doesn't fucking register. So you remember whenever that song came out with that song, they're trying to catch me riding dirty. Yeah. Okay, so I thought in my wholesome little mind that he meant, oh, I got it like that. It's okay. You're not going to catch me riding dirty because I have my insurance. That is not what... Yeah, that was the worst.
I know. Like growing up in Colorado, like there's a whole side of people that just try to make it look like we're a very wholesome, great place to take your kids.
I don't know.
And I mean,
it
can be as long as you know what you're doing. But my parents bubbled me very, very much as a child. I mean, if my parents could have literally made me a bubble girl, they would have. They like supplied that style of life for me. So I would like sing these songs, but even if they were inappropriate, I was still singing like the radio edited versions of these songs. And then I would go around my friends and I'd be like,
the right words sometimes.
You said what?
I got like
I didn't even cuss until I got into high school. I replaced all my cuss words with like tartar sauce and stuff. I was very
tartar sauce.
Yeah, so my freshman year, I made the varsity cheer squad, and I went to the cheer sleepover, and they were all smoking weed, and I was like, I'm not ready for this. Do you know what I did to avoid smoking weed?
What'd you say?
I climbed this tree to get away from the situation as a grown-ass teenager. Like, I don't even know. And they loved me so much. They were like, so what? Because we all had to go to the park.
I love it.
Yeah, like we had to go to the park, obviously. And so they were just like, oh, that's what you're doing? You're fantastic. Love you. Mwah. Like okay,
you're
that's
so
fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. But really, I was just a big nerd, and I was too scared to try weed until like the summer of my sophomore year, like going into junior year, was the first time I tried weed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really do hard drugs. You know what I mean? I've tried some stuff, of course, and I have my favorites of drugs, but like, I really don't do drugs. But I mean,
you're like, whoa, what is that?
Honestly, like my brain's just like, oh, okay. And even as I get older, like to become an adult, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this isn't fun like it used to be.
Oh yeah, definitely not. You're like, this is stupid.
It's very stupid.
I want to go home.
That's one thing that everyone knows about Fly NoCo. I do not after party. I did a show. It was a fashion show, and Neptune actually walked in. He is so fucking fabulous. He is one of my favorite artists in Colorado right now. He is just off the charts, phenomenal. And his talent alone, I don't know if you've heard about his new song, Black Horse. Listen to it. Oh my goodness, it hits the bone. But I did. It was a show for Kurt Cobain's, and I opened for Kurt Cobain's, and it was hosted by KS 107.5, and we had Rosa there, and everyone went out to after party with Kurt Cobain's, and they were like, "You're not coming! I can't believe you're not coming!" And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I have a bedtime. I was born an old woman. You don't understand. I have AM and PM vitamins. Like, but it's fun. I like the lifestyle. I really, really do. And it's fun performing for these people because they have so much energy and you can learn so much from them. You know what I mean? Because they're more experienced artists than you are. You know what I mean? So you get those opportunities. Whenever I opened up for Ritz, I got to make a more, like, a different type of learning experience because he actually ended up checking into rehab the day after that performance, and he couldn't barely perform on stage.
Damn, was that fucked up?
He was, but I'm so proud of him. All the artists, because we were all in a group chat, obviously, for the show, and, like, they let us know, like, that this is what was happening, and we were all just super supportive because that's why, I don't know if you follow his Instagram now, but he's very big into cooking and stuff like that. Like, he really cleaned his life up and turned it around. So it just goes to show, everyone's usually in that boat. Like, you just get to a certain age and it doesn't really become fun anymore.
I know. You want to see your friends doing, like, grown-up things. And there's so much weed available that, like, why would you have to even be living like that? Like, look how tight it is out here.
Definitely.
Hey, what's one of the first times that you kind of performed besides being like a little kid going on stage with your mom?
Okay. All right. So my first album that I ever really tried to make was out of this guy's garage, and it was CMNS Records, and my little contract with this guy was printed off like a Word document.
How cute.
Typed up.
Did he print the barcode too?
No.
Almost.
No, like almost. Yeah, we were almost there, and we were doing our best. And I was 18 years old, and I was just coming out of high school, you know what I mean? But so to me, I was like, damn, this is it. You really do go through stages as an artist. And so I got my first show. And then I wasn't a vocalist. I was a rapper, FYI. No one's like, I didn't have the means to promote that album, or like I didn't know how to get it on these platforms. You know what I mean?
Like, real quick, are we talking Lil Kim or are we talking Queen Latifah?
Honestly, it was God. I don't
No,
even.
you know this man. Don't be trying to bullshit me.
All right, so it was more. Honestly, it was like a mix of both. I'm not gonna lie. Like I had some ratchet shit on there, but like I had some really heartfelt shit. You know what I mean?
So some Lauryn Hill, like a little.
Yes. Okay,
ratchet,
but I wanted to say that, but she is such a queen that I just really didn't want to compare
yourself
to that type of queen before I like level up just a little bit more, you know, not even a little bit more, like
I just want a little clarity.
You know what I mean? Like I honestly, she is one of my like
I saw her
biggest role models.
live.
I think she is like I just adore her.
So real
much.
quick, if you have to pick Lauryn Hill or Mary J. Blige, who you rolling with?
Lauryn Hill.
Wow.
But I did watch that.
However, go ahead.
I did watch that documentary on Mary J. Blige, and I was like, I went back and listened to all her songs. I was like, she has been around for me. Like, she's
honestly,
been there for
that's
me.
what I was just about to say, because I was like, I cannot knock her though, because she has pulled me through sometimes.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
I would
She
say
really
this.
has.
I get where y'all are coming from, but if you take Lauryn Hill's first album, The
But I love
Miseducation,
Lauryn Hill. That's the thing.
She teaches lessons.
Right.
She's more of a storyteller. She paints a picture
Exactly.
with her lyricism, and that's where she's superior.
And what I was trying to say real quick, though, is if you take The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and you compare it to Mary J. Blige does not even come close. It doesn't come close. So I give them both their props. They're both queens, just like y'all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
But I got this show at the Cocoa Breeze. Okay, honestly, it was one of those joints where like you hit the bartender or the doorman with like $15 and you don't need an ID. You know what I mean? Like one of those, just like hole in the wall. And I invited everyone. I invited my mama. I invited my daddy. I invited everyone, and they packed this little ass venue for me, and I felt so loved and I felt so supported. But then I also got a very hard reality in like humbling yourself as well, because as soon as my set was over, it cleared out. Obviously, it was a different crowd. They weren't really there for that type of situation. They were just there to support me. And then the act after me really didn't have anyone to perform to. You know what I mean? And so it really made me like, so that was the show that I decided that I was always going to stick around to the end. You know what I mean? Like to stay and support my fellow artists, because no matter what, like if you can,
I always stay until right before last call.
it's so important. And if I can't stay, because there has been a couple of instances, like I performed up at, God, I'm awful because I don't remember the name, but it was a venue up in Colorado Springs. It was the first,
Black Sheep?
it was whenever I met FYL Jack, R.I.P., but he introduced me to that entire thing, and Nina Nine, that's the other person that got me in the loop with them. And that was one of the shows that I was not able to stay the entire time. But it was because it started snowing super bad. I lived in Denver. It was Colorado Springs. So I was able to just let those artists know, I really wish I could stay, but I can't. And really just reaching out to your other artists and letting them know, even if you can't stay, that I wish I could, but and you're not just on some bullshit.
Yeah,
usually
you don't
there are
just,
a lot more.
leave.
Yeah, you need to show your fellow artists love. It doesn't matter, because everyone's at different stages in their journey, and music is a process. And that's what I preach to everyone. You got to trust your process. You know what I mean? You can't rock the stage with millions of fans if you haven't rocked a Cocoa Breeze with 2 people in the stage, in that, off that stage. It's just, it's a different ballgame, because then you have to go back to normal life too. You know what I mean? You have to figure out everything that comes with it, because you're having to support yourself as an artist.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And try to get that dream up off the ground.
It's hard.
It's so hard.
And people just always have something to say about it,
Oh, yes.
They feel like they know.
I honestly, I was a big deny. I didn't want to believe it, I don't think. Because I always heard it, that you're not going to get the support that you need from your own neighbors and in your backyard and from your friends, the people that you grew up with, until I started traveling outside of Colorado. And the way that the people in Texas, whenever I went to perform, move. The way that the people go and they move whenever I go to these Nevada, you know what I mean? They connect with me in a different way. because I'm brand new, because they don't have these predispositioned ideals of what they think that I am. You know what I mean? People grow up, they change.
And you are different too, because you have a different expectation of the audience as well. And you're not trying to, because you care about what the people you love think, you know?
I do. And I know everyone's like, oh, you're going to be on some some real don't check the comments type shit pretty quickly. And I feel awful about that. I don't ever want that to happen. Like, because I have had fans, whenever I like stopped making music, because I stopped for a little while to just write. You know what I mean? And some of my fan base dropped off, but I have had fans that have been there with me since I was like 19 years old, you know what I mean? Like highs, lows, through it all, you know what I mean? And I would hate for them to get lost in the comment section, and I don't want that to happen at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, talking about that, we talked about that earlier, about how no one will like your posts.
Indeed. But my story...
Yeah, motherfuckers...
And honestly, I tell everyone the same thing, though, because I think it's because of the fact that it's more personal. I think it's because whenever they comment, it's public.
Right.
And everyone's got so much to say when they think no one else can see.
Right.
I know what I mean? And I'm like, but it never used to be like that. You know what I mean? But then I got into a relationship, and I think that's what had a huge, like, toll on it as well, because no one wanted to, like, cross that boundary. You know what I mean? But at the same time, whether you're in a relationship or not, as an artist, you kind of got to, like, seem single on that shit. You got to kind of, like... maintain a certain, like, whatever.
No, you have to. A sex appeal. Because, I mean, don't no one want to know that you're wifed up?
It's true.
You know
it's
what I mean?
A fact. And that's kind of like, because a lot of people have asked me, they're like, about my relationship status, because I was, like, notoriously in a relationship, you know what I mean? And like, some people do try to, like, tread into that. And I'm like, it's called a personal life for a reason, right?
Right. You don't need to know something.
You know? Because I tried my hardest to, like, try to incorporate that, but you will always find bumps in that road.
Oh, it's hard as fuck.
Especially with, like, as a musician or an artist, it's a lot easier to date another artist. You know what I mean? Because you both live that type of lifestyle. You're both exposed to the same things, the same sex appeals. You know what I mean? And so it is easy to get wrapped up in, and it moves very quickly. You know what I mean? So it is easier to just keep everything very private.
Just keep them guessing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, am I single? Am I engaged? Am I married? I don't know. Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. I'm just kidding. But, it is what it is.
One thing with the internet, is the thirst real on the internet?
Sometimes it gets a little ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes I'll pop things up, and I'm not all about, like, doing that exposing whatnots where they, like, post it and stuff. You know what I mean? But
I know exactly what you mean.
sometimes there's
I threaten
those ones I screenshot and I just sent to my bestie. You know what I mean? And I'm like, girl, you really need to look at this. Like, you really need to just look at this.
One thing that some girl told me, she's like, when she gets one of those pics, the next person that sends one, she sends the one previous, like a little daisy chain.
I used to do that, honestly. I used to. But that was whenever I was a lot more petty on the internet. I also think that that's why a lot of people stopped interacting with me, because I stopped doing the cute little petty bullshit, whatever. And I was just more like, I just honestly stopped opening them. You know what I mean? Because it's real, like, with girls, like, tell me not. Like, you literally will open your inbox and just, like,
I know, I'll have, like, 30
and
unread
it's
messages.
stupid. It's stupid because then you post something for, like, some business, like some actual
and they think you're talking about them, and they don't even know you in real life.
But then they won't support that because they're not really there. But you also have to understand that I'm thankful for all my fuck boys and I'm thankful for all my fuck girls because it don't matter what you're following me for.
Right. As long
it's
as you're
still a platform and you're still following me.
Whether you're talking shit,
you know what I mean? Like, don't take it personally that I don't respond to the messages. And if I do, it's usually just a little heart. You know what I mean? I see you, boo.
Use it wisely.
See you, boo. Right. Yeah, you don't gotta respond.
Right.
You know what I mean? if anyone of you listens to this, right? Like, yeah, you don't gotta respond to that. That's just me saying I see you constantly messaging me,
having a conversation with themselves.
Yeah, and I'm trying to break that cycle for you. You know what I mean?
You know what's fucked up about that whole situation is they'll sit there and try to talk to you for hours on hours and hours.
Look how high I like
but
this.
I know you're pretty high.
Open your eyes.
But they will not. Check it out. They'll want to talk to you for hours and hours and hours in text, but they won't listen to your song for 2 minutes.
Oh my God. I
know.
Okay, so at one point,
it.
whenever they would hop in my inbox, I thought I was clever because I would send them a link to my Spotify.
I ain't checking that shit out.
Nah, they were.
You know what you do. This is what you do.
But that's what I was doing, and I thought I was so funny. I thought I was so clever, and
no, it's better.
It's not. I learned the hard way that you need to appreciate all of your groups.
I interact with their posts. I'll interact with you on the internet publicly, like we should. If you are supporting what I'm doing, I'm not on the internet as a dating app. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so actually, if you see my posts, if someone will like comment some like fire emojis or like whatever, I'll heart that shit. If you send me kissy faces though, I can't fuck with that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't put me in that situation.
Pay attention to what she just said. That she just gave you a little hint.
I did. I'll be all up on your shit. Like I'll reply with the meme. That's my shit. Y'all know that's my shit. Meme game on point. Like, but if you're blowing me kissies, I can't fuck with it. You gotta
no kissies.
Next.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe whenever I am on some don't check the comments type shit, because then I don't got to worry about it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I want you to kissy face my music.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
That's the first step. You want to get my attention, like my music.
Yeah.
Hey.
I know. That's what I always tell people. I'm like, if you made it into like my sphere, it's because I thought you were talking about something I like.
Exactly.
Not because I thought you were going to send me kissy faces or ask me for pictures.
Yeah.
My favorite is they're all on Instagram.
Exactly.
I'm like, they're like, send me a picture. I'm like, go get one. You can save it. Put it as your wallpaper.
Go get one, she said.
Right. Hey, what's funny, Gabby, is the other night we were talking too, and like not only is the thirst real with guys, but you're saying the
girls.
thirst is real with
Oh
the
my
girls.
gosh. Oh man.
Girls.
And
she told me some shit where I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
No,
girls are
very,
so much more
visual.
Direct. Oh, they're so much more direct. Tell me not. Like they're just on God. So I
I'm like, I could sell this.
Right? Like I can make some money off this shit.
No, this one girl, she legit sent me like straight just XXX
Bad.
videos of her and her man trying to get me like on board with this shit. And then when she realized I wasn't like down with like doing like her man and her or whatever, she's like, okay, just me. And I was like, what is wrong with you?
So he can just watch from the corner?
Oh man. All right. I'm done.
Next.
On some cuckold shit. That's fine. I mean, you do you. I'm not here to judge anybody. You need to understand I am so pro-sex. It's not even funny. I was just talking about this earlier, and like I'm pro-ho. Like I'm pro-sex work. Like
just keep it real.
But you need to live that life. Like I can't stand a closet hoe.
Right.
That's what I don't like. If you're gonna be a hoe, go be a hoe and practice safe sex, my girl or guy, whatever. But I just do it loudly. You know what I mean? Don't be out there breaking hearts, because that's the worst.
Goody two shoes.
Well, because then you enter into these people's lives and you make them feel some type of way. You make them feel safe. You make them feel wanted. You make them feel warm. But that was never your true intention. You know what I mean? And then you bounce, and then this person is left with this openness, this void, and it's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? I see it happen with everybody. You know what I mean? And if we were just more open and communicated with each other more, you know, with what we really wanted, people are always like, oh, but then, you know, the guys are like, girls are like, if you just want sex, then say that. But then they're out. Isn't that the point? You know what I mean? If you're, you know, she's being honest with you, you're being honest with her. That's not what she wants. That's what you want. So she's walking away. Shouldn't you be saying thank you so you can move on to the next one? Because let me tell you, like, there are lots of ladies right now that are trying to live their best fucking life.
They are.
So
that's the new shit.
Do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the same with relationships, honestly, and the whole concept of cheating. And I feel like I know lots of couples that are like in an open relationship, or like they're polyamorous.
That's kind of
like,
wild.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it takes it takes more honesty, it takes more trust, and it takes more communication to like actually maintain a relationship like that. And they're living their truth. You know what I mean? Like if monogamy is not for you, then don't be monogamous, you know what I mean? But you need to be open and honest with your partner, because that's whenever people cheat. Instead of just telling you, yo, I have these sexual needs that aren't met, then they go out and cheat instead of just being open and honest with your partner. And then who knows, y'all could maybe throw down on the occasional threesome, and then you both get your rocks off and nobody cheated and it's all good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But then I've also met couples on the flip side of that spectrum who are asexual, and they literally are repulsed by the thought of anybody else but their partners, but it works for them. You need to define what you want
exactly.
in your relationship, and don't listen to anybody else and what they have to say, because you get to set your own boundaries in life. That's part of being human, and I feel like everyone really doesn't take full advantage of that. And it's the same thing in life, in music. That's why I try, whenever people ask me what my genre is, I more identify as like an eclectic artist. You know what I mean? No one of my songs really sounds like the other, because no one's ever truly the same person, you know, day to day. We all have different personalities, different, you know, moods. Like some days I'm a motherfucking queen, and other days you need to leave me the fuck alone because I'm a sensitive little baby. And yeah, exactly. Like everyone has different moods and lifestyles and mentalities, and we all need to accept that. And a lot of people mislabel it as like a mental health issue or like a behavioral health thing. No, it's not. It's just accepting every spectrum of yourself and who you truly are as a person. And as far as the changing up subject, that's just on a whole nother thing, girl. You don't even want to get into that with me, because you are supposed to change up. And if you are in the same spot doing the same shit over and over and over again, I really can't fuck with you.
Can I get some hot sauce every once in a while, or some barbecue sauce, or
a little bit of spice. You gotta sprinkle something on there for me, just a little bit. But it's, you know,
same song it gets old.
I actually am writing this song right now, and I literally say that baby, I'm tired of singing the same song. You know what I mean? Like it's more of like a soulful ass song.
I love it.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Do you have any advice for the fellas and the girls, ladies out there, how, if you are in a relationship, for how to keep it, you know what I mean?
Just use that communication. You have to be honest. That's all it really, really is, because you get so caught up in trying, like you fall in love with this person, and then you start spending all your time together with this person. And a lot of the times what I see is people meld into each other. And you have to remember that you really, like, you fell in love with that person for a reason.
Yep, a reason.
You know what I mean? But you fell in love with their characteristics, and they fell in love with yours. You can't lose that individuality. You can't lose the person that you were just because, you know... Oh, it's a video? Stupid.
I was trying to do a picture, but it didn't. But it actually, I mean, you can go back, watch. You go from the beginning. But
okay,
I'm sorry.
all right. We're going to get stills from it. It'll be great. But, you know, what was I saying? Damn, I'm high.
The relationship.
Yeah, we're talking about the relationship and how you got to make it different. Keep it, you know, communication.
You gotta.
Most definitely.
I'm so high.
She's kind of high.
It's all right. That's what I'm here for. Honestly, I really want to promote marijuana over anything else. Right. I can't stress enough.
Will be better.
I cannot stress enough to smoke and like indulge in this natural remedy, because alcohol, like, I've been trying forever to give up alcohol, but sometimes I'll drink some champagne.
All year yet.
Okay, so I've drinking like half a bottle of wine.
Oh,
and I've drinking like some little champagne bottles that came on my birthday cake.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Girl, the Super Bowl, I didn't drink.
Nope. I really don't like, I mean, sans alcohol is really the way to go. You know what I mean? You feel better.
I like how you put that. But that's what I've been like. I'm
that's
not
what
gonna
I've been
give it
on.
up.
That's
like, I'm not sober. Like, when I celebrate, I'm an adult. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna roll something and we're gonna get a little silly, and it's gonna be a great time. Like, I do yoga every Thursday. You know what I mean? I try to run 2 times a week. I call Tuesdays Titty Tuesdays because I work out my chest. area, so it's like a Titty Tuesday type deal. You know what I mean?
Tuesday.
I like
Like
that.
you have to make it fun for yourself. I'm really all about like a healthy lifestyle.
I think you should dance one day a week. Like I strongly believe, like you should
hit
go
that Zumba,
like,
hit that Zumba.
anything.
So
like,
this guy at one point, like I was talking to, and we were hanging out, and he wanted to like lay in my lap, like put his head in my lap, and he was like, and because I have like I got thighs, you know what I mean, and I got some hips, and he put his head on my thigh, and he goes, I thought you were gonna be squishy. You're like solid. And I was like, I have no idea how to take that. Like, is that a compliment? Is that like, is my muscle like appalling? I don't understand what's really going on here, but I just took it at face value and we just moved on. So,
You have to.
honestly, yeah.
Hey, do you remember the first time you smoked weed?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Damn.
You're
I know. That's what I always hate because I have 2 first times.
Okay.
We were going to get to yours after this one.
So, yeah, I want to hear
I paused.
yours as
I
well.
paused.
So, like I said, I was a very late bloomer whenever it came to marijuana, so I took a little bit longer to smoke. But whenever I finally did, I was in my then best friend's garage with her older brother because he provided the swag. That's what it was. Like those you guys like that.
The Bammer.
So yeah, that swag. So he got that for us.
Smoking
And that Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, the headache.
Oh my
The
goodness.
headache.
I'm aging myself, I know.
No,
I
you're
used to
not.
drink Steel Reserve 40s.
No, I know. I'm gonna say real
Gotta
quick,
get that
I
blue
know
wrap.
where you're going with this
That
story,
watermelon.
and I was in the exact same situation. It was not pretty, and that was the last motherfucking time. So go ahead. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so you know where this is going.
I
so,
know exactly where it's going.
So they knew that it was my first time smoking, of course. So I smoked some weed with them, and I felt like my legs were a little bit tingly. You know what I mean? Like, they're a little bit, like, you know, whatever. And so I look over at them, and I'm laughing. I'm giggling. I'm like, guys, I don't think I can feel my legs very well. And her name was Ashley, and her brother's name was Ray. And Ashley looks at Ray, and Ray looks at Ashley. And Ray puts his hand on my knee, and he goes, she doesn't remember. Ashley, God, we got to tell her again. She doesn't remember. Ashley is like, what the fuck? And I don't know. I was like, what the fuck? And Ashley is like, just goes along with it. Like, it's nothing. Like, they had this plan the whole goddamn time. And she was like, oh, okay, you lost your legs. And I was like, what? Like, no, I didn't. And she was like, see, she doesn't remember. You lost your legs in the war. And I was like, I went to war? And they were like, yep, you went to war. And it literally, I'm not going to lie, I'm not proud, but it took me a solid 2 minutes, like 1:20 seconds, to really like push it out of my mind. Like, they're lying to me. There's no way that this is like, and in that state, 2 minutes is a very long time. You know what I mean?
Alcohol.
That is a long time. 2 minutes.
2 whole minutes.
You know
It was not okay. I was not okay. And I was upset.
Did they throw water on you?
upset me. No.
How'd they get you up? Like, they let you be there for 2 minutes?
I told them they're full of shit, and I got up.
And then you saw the video. No.
There was no video the first time I got
wish
high.
there was a video.
There was no
I
videos
wish there was a
or
video
even
of that,
cameras
honestly, because
on the phone.
All right, let's hear yours.
So the first time I don't feel like I got high because like I smoked swag out of a pop can like in 9th grade, like, and I didn't feel like I got high. It was at my friend's birthday party, and I didn't. But like 3 months later, like I'm at the bus stop, like, and all of a sudden these guys are like yelling at me out of the car, and I'm like, oh boy, like favorite time of the day, because I'm like 14 years old.
Not even ready for that world.
Yeah, and then it's somebody I know, but he's in the back seat.
Oh, that's good.
And he's like, get in the
that
car.
had a happy ending.
He's like, get in the car. I was like, cool. So I get in the car. I don't have to take the bus no more. And I have like an hour and a half to get home. And he's like, have you ever smoked Kind Bud before? And I'm like, what? What's Kind Bud? And
said, I don't know, what's that?
it smelled good, and I smoked it, and I got so high, bro. Like,
It
so
does.
high. Like, they dropped me off, thank God. Like, when I first started smoking weed, I was so scared of my mother. Like, I always thought she was gonna, like, come up to me. And my sister was telling me that my mom was, like, on the roof. Just like you were describing. Like, she was lying. She was like, what is up with my sister?
They're not truthful people.
She was like, she just
They
knew
will
something
say
was up.
whatever.
And she was like, she's up there. And I was like, are you serious? And I just kept eating Fruit Loops. I was like, damn, I ate like 4 bowls.
Fruit Loops are fire.
I was like, have you
Good
ever
choice.
tasted Fruit Loops is good? I kept asking her. She was like, what is wrong with you?
Is good. She's all not even
like,
eating
nothing.
Fruit Loops.
What's your favorite cereal?
It's all some Cheerios, and she's just so
Oh, that's
high.
not my favorite cereal. My favorite cereal is that Rice Krispie Treat Crunch one that comes in the purple box. Like it's so good.
I'm
It's
about
like
to try it.
crunchy.
I feel like you're gonna have to buy this
Oh,
and then bring it onto your
Follow up.
podcast whenever.
Ooh.
Yeah, whenever I do
Ooh.
go on your
and
podcast.
make a TikTok. Apparently, they like you to eat on there. I heard. I'm like, why?
What about you? What's your favorite cereal there?
Mine?
Yeah.
God. Okay, so like I love all cereals equally.
Right.
I like to start off with. However, Fruit Loops are delicious. Lucky Charms are absolutely delicious.
What about Fruity Pebbles?
Okay, so the Fruity Pebbles,
Captain Crunch?
sometimes just get a little
All of it,
overwhelming.
all of it.
Okay, the Captain Crunch, yes, but like on some of those berries type shit,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But not the all berries. It's too much berry.
I like those half and half, berry. Have you ever tried the sprinkled donut, Captain Crunch?
I have not.
Another
That's what I
purple
was just thinking. I
box.
was like, how have I not? I don't
It's so
understand.
good. I'll bring it all. We're gonna have a party.
Okay,
a problem.
I'm gonna hold you to.
I'm gonna
this
get them to
because-
sponsor us.
You know what's
I-
dope?
I'm gonna be reaching out and be like, I love purple.
Me too.
Can you tell?
So my birthstone is an amethyst.
Oh, you're
and
so- mine's an emerald.
everything- well, I actually just got dedicated so I am pagan. Like you can actually trace my lineage all the way back to the Salem witch trials.
Okay.
Like my mom's mom was a witch, and so I recently got dedicated, like really dedicated by my high priestess, and so the inside of my cloak is my actual like birthstone is that amethyst purple. It's so gangster.
I love
And
amethyst.
even-
I have one in my necklace right now.
See, I told you, instant besties. Instant
Yes,
besties.
yes.
Hell yeah, that's dope. Shit. Do you remember the first time you got really drunk?
I don't think I should tell that story.
No.
I don't either.
Oh God, no! But I
That's
should
why-
though.
because I was too
feel
young.
Like
I just know I was fucked
yeah,
up.
I just feel like
Just
that
trying to
memory
walk
is
through the
there.
hallway?
Yeah, I feel like. Oh God, no!
Trying to walk to the hallway to the room?
The same way. I was the same way. I didn't drink until much later. You know
yeah,
what I
see,
mean?
I
Like,
was drinking-
Like I said, if my
I did
parents
everything
could have
early.
bubble girled me, they would have. You know what I mean? But they always told me that if I ever wanted to try anything, that I just needed to let them know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, I did with alcohol. I did not with weed. And I got in so much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, I shouldn't say it was worth it because my mom's going to listen to this. But, I mean, it was fun. It was a good learning experience.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have, done some of the things that I did. But shout out to my parents for being patient as Buddha.
I got weed fingerprints
That's
on
okay.
you. Like there was really.
I mean, it's a good
That's
problem
okay. I
to
came
have.
here very relaxed.
Attire. I know. I
Yeah,
was like, I'm trying to pick out which hoodie I'm gonna wear.
Well, I have a flight in 5 hours.
Well, shit,
So we
being
should
that you-
probably wrap this up a little bit.
Being-
But I have a flight out to Cleveland, and I'm going to be doing a performance at the NBA All-Star Weekend event. It's a red carpet event. I'm going to be interviewing with 8 different radio stations out there. So, and I'll keep you all posted on what radio stations those are if you guys did want to get,
Yeah.
listen.
I was
and
about
tune
to
in on
ask.
that.
So nice.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. There's going to be these celebrity meet and greets for me because of course I'm not going to be walking on the same red carpet as these, cool kids, but that's okay because in life you always need something to level up to, right?
Exactly. That means you're getting close.
Yeah,
Like, if you're
I'm still
around
gonna
people
say
like
what's
that,
up and I'm going to be like, I don't even watch basketball, but I know you're cool, so you know what I mean? I'm not
You're
the biggest
pretty
fan of
hot,
basketball, so I'm more of a football fan, but
I mean,
the
I'm a
more
football fan
that
too, but basketball players are hot.
she said my vote is on all of those men.
But
all
all sides.
She said, matter of fact, you're just going to zip me up in your suitcase. And you are, I did check one bag. You know what I mean?
I've been losing weight. I think we can get me on.
Well, come with me. Let's do yoga every Thursday. Me and you. We got it.
I'm down.
So the first time I tried to do yoga, me and my bestie, we went, but it was like in a heated room.
Oh,
what were we
I
thinking?
did that, dude.
What
it
on
stunk.
earth were we thinking?
I was like, whoa.
It was like advanced ass yoga, and we were like walking in there like,
And
we're
it's
gonna try
hot.
something
It's
new
like
and
100
fun,
and
and
million
it
degrees.
was the worst. It was. We walked out like, I'll see you next week, right?
Trying to not be the
it was
weenie
not okay.
of the group.
Yeah, but no, it's okay. We're both pretty big weenies. I'm not gonna lie. Like, she's been my bestie for like 17 years. Yep, she's one of my ride or dies for sure.
That's so tight.
She missed my birthday party this year, and I gave her shit for it. But she was like, she sent me cookies, like those the crumble store, the cookies.
Yeah,
She sent me like a 4-pack. And like had them put stickers on it that said "I love you" and like all kinds of stuff. And I was like, you can't just bribe me with food because you know that I love food.
What's your favorite food?
but you kind of did.
My God. Oh, she did 5,000%.
You won that.
I really like. I don't know. I like all the food.
Me too. All of it.
So I really, really like Italian food and Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
And Philippine food. I'm half Philippine, so I
lived with a family for a little bit that was like half Filipino, half Hawaiian. So like the food was so good. Like they were so chill. Shout out to them.
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
were
say
helpful to me when I really needed it.
Spam for days. Spam for days. It's a staple.
Do you fry it?
You do it all. Yes, you fry it.
What about bologna? Have you ever fried some bologna?
Okay, so that's like on some white people shit.
I don't like bologna.
I'm not even gonna lie. I cannot
so
fuck
gross.
with bologna.
I don't eat it or hot dogs.
And I much love to all,
except for those
that
bacon wrapped
whole,
ones.
But I can't.
Hey, besides the
I'm
All-Star
a
game,
vegetarian anyways.
You are?
So I am. I don't eat meat. So I mean,
Not
I don't even
even
gotta
fish?
worry about.
Real
That's
quick.
a lie. Yes,
Real quick.
So I do dumb it down. And I do generally say vegetarian because most people don't know what pescatarian is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is what I am as a
Yeah.
pescatarian. What were you saying?
is that a subliminal or no? Vegetarian. Just curious. Being that you don't like beef.
I mean, it can be. You can take it however you want.
I'm
I already
try- I'm
told you
trying-
I'll box everyone.
I'm trying to paint a little picture
wants
for the
to go
people out
viral.
there.
Yeah.
He wants to go.
I couldn't hit her.
World star.
I told
Yeah,
her I would
but
have
she.
to Heisman her, but that's all I could do.
Heisman.
Well,
I mean, you could
Just tip
probably
on me,
just
just
like.
and real quick,
Hold her up,
I do
like,
have
against
one
the
leg,
wall
so
or
that's the
something.
only reason why I would even like kind of Heisman her. If
yeah.
I was like normal, I would just like
No, that's so mean.
I was duck and dodge. She ain't catching me.
I know. I'm like.
She ain't catching me.
He's on one wrong step and I'm on the floor.
Right. Boom, I'll be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Do a little Allen Iverson crossover on you.
Yeah.
Besides the All-Star game, you got South by Southwest coming up.
I do. I'm going to be moving. I'll be traveling to Austin, Texas. And that's going to be
Ooh, I
March
loved it there.
18th through the 20th. And I'm doing the Southwest Music Festival. And that one, I'm very, very excited because in the past it has had a lot of coverage by like the Rolling Stone magazine and all
Right.
kinds
And the
of
weather there is
Yeah,
really
just a ton
nice.
of publicity. And I mean, really, as artists, that's our main goal is to have that exposure. You really have to run music and how you move as a business in music. And it did take me a little bit to learn that.
And
you know
realize
what I
you're a
mean?
brand.
Yeah, to realize that you're really branding yourself as a person. You're branding yourself as something that's marketable, especially if you want to make a profit off of it. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I didn't necessarily get to do with my first album. Whenever I
on.
released February 4th, like, of course, I had major successes, like, especially with it being my first album, to be able to, open up and be a part of these sold out shows and these fashion shows and, be surrounded by such greatness. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I got everything that I needed to get out of it. And that was including that learning experience because as much as I was able to celebrate and appreciate the successes that it brought, it also presented the opportunity
Taught you a lot of lessons.
to show me what I did wrong, how I should have done things to begin with. Because at the end of the day, I did all these things, but I didn't invest in anything that was long term, something that I could.
You didn't learn the
actually-
business.
Exactly.
Tangible.
I
And
didn't.
that's what you learned through this experience, right?
Exactly. And that's why I took this time. Like, once the pandemic hit, I had let a lot of people know that I was going to be taking a little writer's break. You know what I mean? I had dropped my album. I took that album on the road for a year. You know what I mean? All around Colorado. Not on the road, but I took it all around Colorado. And that's why this year I'm out of the state. I'm really trying to break away from that local artist stigma this year.
There's just so much out there, and like
because there really is. There
makes
is
it
so
even
much
bigger.
There are people who I have in New Zealand that like they fucking rock my shit, and I'm like, but I can't get like my neighbor to look up my fucking Spotify.
I know.
So I like you got to move around, and I'm not saying like move out of your state because I would never leave Colorado. Whenever I finally pop, because I'm telling you, like tap in right now, guys.
It's gonna be too late.
Like
by then.
I will always represent for Denver, because when I win, Denver wins. That's what all of us should be trying to do. And that's what all of us want to do. And you have no idea how many times I see it on the internet. These artists bitching about the same fucking shit. Like, oh, we just need to come together as a community. And if we just move like a unit, and they're all saying the same shit, but no one's doing it. You know what I mean?
We're doing it right here.
So... Exactly. You link up with the right people, and it's going to go in the right places. And that's why it doesn't matter. That's why I laugh about it now whenever I'm like, oh, like my algorithm's off and like people aren't. It doesn't, it really doesn't matter.
I'm going to shove it down your throat anyway.
Yeah, I was like, it really, I'm going to quote Beyonce, but she literally says, the best revenge is your money, baby. Like that's what it is. It's your profits. It's how profitable you are and how well you understand how to market yourself as a product. You know what I mean? Music, you get into music as a musician because you love it, because it's a passion. And by the end of it, it's your job. And we're just lucky enough to love the job that we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was talking to you the other day, and I was telling you, I didn't even know you sung for the longest time. I know you from a whole kind of different scene.
I'm in two different Colorado scenes, indeed.
We're the smart ones. You know what I mean? Most people stick to their lane.
I need to, but I try to keep them separate, but pursue them in the same ways. You know what I mean? But you do have to branch out, and you do have to, because music at the end of the day is art. It's a form of art. And whenever like people try to differentiate between the music community in Colorado and the art community in Colorado, that's bullshit.
And the DJing and the b-boying and everything.
You can't. We're
all
as
a community.
And if you think about it, with all of these different communities, we are a music state. Right. We are a music state. We are oh my gosh, state. Yes, we are a creative state. And I honestly, personally believe that Denver has next. You know what I mean? I really do. Like these like Austin, like how, you know, out in California, how they have out in Atlanta, you know what I mean? They have these solid art communities. I really do believe that Denver is developing into one of those communities, and I have nothing but faith in it. And that's why I invest so much of my time. And so that's what I'm saying. Once I do, like, even if, because we do have a fair amount of artists that are in Colorado, you know, big shout out.
We have legends in Colorado. We have like on graffiti.
I can't even begin to touch on the amount of people that are about to blow. You know what I mean?
That are in the top 20, top 10 all time.
The people that are about to blow are the ones that also understand that it's not a fucking competition. There's plenty of the room at the table for all of us to eat. If you bring enough talent, if you bring enough hunger, if you bring enough passion and drive to what you're doing, they're gonna move over and they're gonna make room because they want that. You know what I mean? No one wants a lazy ass. Just to throw that out there. You know what I mean? Everyone talks about what they want. Everyone talks a big game. The actual act of pursuing it and following through with it, that's a whole nother fucking ball game. And the ones that are popping right now are the ones that understand that, and they're in competition with nobody but themselves. Right.
And that's what, like I was talking, we were talking earlier, like we let our work speak for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what, like, you know, it's across the board, like, you know. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody.
Honestly, like you see someone popping, gas them the fuck up. I see so many times that like they'll see like artists that are, you know, up and coming, and they'll get like a couple hundred likes on their posts. But if people would just stop hating and being upset at their success, you know what I mean, and like gas each other up, and like everybody can shine, you know what I mean.
let's hate on them.
If everybody were to post something and then everyone were to support it, that's how algorithms work. You know what I mean? You can make something trend if you have the support, and that's what we need to build more here in Colorado. I feel like we've taken baby steps, and like I said, everyone's talking about it. Now we just need to do it.
All right, because there's definitely a bunch of talented artists across the board. So this is definitely a creative state. You know what I'm saying? What new shit you got coming out real quick before we end this? Because I know you got some stuff cracking, but I was gonna say projects, but we talked that you can put out singles.
Correct. I actually boycott the concept of an album.
Boycott.
Because if you put something out as a little present, with its little bow on top, and you have all this content inside of it, as a collective whole, then
you're only going
to get people that are going to pick their favorites, and then they're going to skip over the rest. They're not going to appreciate everything individually like they might if it's presented as a single and if it's promoted correctly. You know what I mean? So I'm more into singles. I'm going to be dropping a single very soon with Raj. Who is Raj? Big shout out to him. He's my producer. He has been for ever. He actually just got picked up by Atlantic Records. So
congrats.
Huge congratulations to him. He flies out to from Hollywood to Colorado just to try to stay in contact with all of us out here. And he's a real one for sure.
That's dope.
Yep, definitely. And he just had a little baby. He's doing the most right now.
Congrats again, honey.
I know.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. So we're gonna be having a little joint come out. It's called Want Me, and that one is honestly on some more vocally type shit. You know what I mean? I went more in on this one than I have per se on other ones. You know what I mean? Because you have those more softer songs and stuff, but this one definitely is not that kind of song. I also have a song that I am working on right now. I don't have a release date for you guys, but it'll be coming out with Amy Z.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. But we're about to hit that lab and we'll get it all figured out.
And the remix is with JoeThthunder, right? We talked about it last night.
We did.
You get your royalties. You said I'm down.
As long as I get my money, it's okay.
I have legal documents on this shit.
Gonna get that shit notarized. Gonna get a notarized.
She sent me the wrong track on accident. I heard and I was like, damn.
Oh, I know. I got my peoples mixed up.
I started rapping. I started writing right away.
But you were asking for the track, and
Hey.
It's okay though. It's okay.
It's in good hands.
It is. Yeah. And it's funny because I sent you such the rough draft, and I'm like, damn, that shit's not mixed. That's not.
That was a rough draft. It sounded really good for just basic.
I appreciate you.
Straight up.
Thank you so much.
I was like, I started writing right away, for real. I got 2 bars. You know what I mean? I might hit up, I say, one of the homies.
I got this.
Write a couple more bars. You know what I mean? I might be in the studio. You never know. You might get that email. You just might be like, "What's this right here?"
I'll be like, "Oh shit!"
And then when it blows up, and we're all famous, and then we really need security and all that shit.
And it gets on all those little. Trap Nation remixes and stuff.
Before you know, Kanye's doing it.
I'm making a video. So I had a song on this last album, February 4th, that I still perform with. Because there's, of course, you have your hits that you take with you everywhere that you go. And it's called Jump. And it's more of like that soulful R&B style that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. And so we're going to be doing a music video to that pretty soon, a visual for it. And because I have Jonte Gray, and he is my drummer, and he's so very talented. The first time that I met him and I heard him drumming, he closed his eyes and he was playing with his eyes closed, and he was just feeling and vibing to the music.
I always love the drummer the most.
Such a different level. We vibe on such a chakra type level. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll think about him, he'll pop into my mind, and then he'll text me.
I pretty much have that with everything in life.
I just absolutely adore him, and we're going to be doing that. And I'm hoping to get the orchestrator on in that video as well. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. If you have not, look him up on Instagram. He is absolutely amazing. He plays the saxophone, and
the saxophone. Did you say saxophone? I could have swore you said saxophone.
Both of them. He's big engaged right now. He's big playing the saxophone. Okay, and his congratulations to them. Your wife is gorgeous. I'm trying to get him in the video for sure because he just adds a whole level of smoothness to the whole, dynamic. And I met him at an art show actually with Snez. I went to go support him because he had a booth up at this art show up in Golden, and he was the DJ, and he put on some I believe it was Wu-Tang Clan actually, and then I was walking over there because I had to go to the bathroom, and then he hit the saxophone remix over that Wu-Tang Clan track, and it was I was like I walked right over there, and I was like, what's your Instagram? And he was like, oh, here you go. And he is having major successes as well. He is doing a lot of NFT. You do?
Already.
See? Yeah. Oh, my God. So
I'm that creep on your Instagram. Like,
I'm hurt. That's what I'm saying. If you haven't heard about me, you about to. So it's all right. I don't blame you. I went away. I had to go away. I had to write. I recluse whenever I write. You know what I mean?
You have to recluse in life sometimes just to do what you got to do.
Yeah. It's funny because even my mom calls me out sometimes because they'll be like, why don't you want to talk to anybody? And my mom's like, because she's about to write music. Like, thank you, Mama.
Tell them your Instagram.
My Instagram, it's FLY_NO.co.
Where can they find any of your music?
You can find me on iTunes, on Spotify, YouTube. I believe I'm on iHeartRadio. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I cannot nail down is Pandora. They will not pick up my music for the life of me, but I'm going to get them. You watch.
It's funny you say that because we're everywhere too. And I noticed the other day, like someone's like, I'm on Pandora. And I was like, let me get them a link. And I went there and it wasn't there. And I like looked through my emails and I registered everything too. And they just never got back to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the French toast?
Pandora is a tough one. Pandora is a toughie, but I'll get them.
Pandora. So
a lot of people have been steering away from it. I feel
I used
a lot
to
of
like
people
it
are more on their
because of the
XM shit.
suggestion. I mean, I love Spotify. That's what I'm all about.
Nice.
She got like a bazillion trillion hours in like 2 days.
Oh
like for real, right? Tell them about
that.
Do you follow me on Spotify?
I know, but I'm about to. I'm obsessed because I make playlists and I really turn up the night.
Turn up the heat. Nice.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, we appreciate that. What's your social media there, Gabby?
That's linked to my Facebook, but I'll change it and then link you guys in.
Okay.
That's our first and last name.
Nice. I got you.
Oh yeah. We don't.
She's got to get her affair. She said, "Not my government, baby."
Yeah, we're not giving you all that. That's personal.
Well, on Instagram, there's a lot of scammers. That's why I like try to steer clear. They ask like crazy questions.
They said, "You want some fuck?" I want bubs and vagine.
We love you long time.
Long time.
Okay.
So
thank you for having me
You're
on this
very
wonderful
welcome.
podcast.
Yes,
I had a fantastic time. I am high as shit.
Me too.
Thank you.
You know I'm gonna put you on the spot though, because
For
some opera real quick.
Oh yeah. I forgot. We should have done that before I got high. Okay, but I gotta look up the lyrics because I was like practicing early and realized.
Yeah, we got you. You know what I'm saying? As far as the podcast, you can find us on all platforms. You can find us on Apple, Spotify. I'm everywhere, honestly. When I Googled it the other day, there's quite a few places we got episodes, coming to you.
I'm gonna need some water real quick.
A lot of brand new things, you know what I'm saying? Grab some water. You gonna grab some water?
I'll grab water.
All right. We'll check it out.
Just don't put it in there that I'm grabbing water. I gotta look cool. You guys are gonna make me look cool, right?
Make me look.
And we're back, and we got like that exclusive deucive. We got a little crazy performance right here. Just like I said, she is talented. She sings not just R&B.
I want to have
rap.
the exclusive.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. See, I should have wore something cuter than my pajamas. I knew it.
You look fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a flight, girl.
Ready?
You're doing big things.
Let's check what she's got.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye. Remember me once in a while, please promise me you'll try. When you'll find that once again you long to take your heart back and be free. If you ever find a moment, spare a thought for me. said our love was evergreen or is unchanging as the sea. But if you can still remember, stop and think of me. Think of all the things we've shared and seen. Don't think about the way things might have been. Think of me waking silent and resigned. Imagine me trying so hard to put you from my mind. Recall those days, look back on all those times. Think of the things we'll never do. But there will never be a moment I don't think.
There you go.
I'm gonna stop playing twice, but I haven't sang that song in so long. And you were like, "Can you sing this song?" And I was like, "I guess." But I got like the lyrics here real quick.
Well, what I will say is, I don't know anyone else who could do that shit, and you just rock that shit.
I love all types of music. Like I know how to like dance a little bit to the mariachi music. And, like, it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun.
I want to rock. I know you know.
I love that. I want to rock that now. Yeah, of course.
Well, thank you once again. We really appreciate you, man, for blessing us with the dope interview. Thanks. You're always welcome here. Can't wait to see what you got going because you're doing big things.
Appreciate you.
Love you, man. We out. Yeah. Any last words there?
Stay high, stay fly.
Stay high,
you know
stay
what
fly.
I say. You know what I say.
Peace.
We out.